Volunteers for Community Impact, VCI for short, is one of Orlando's best-kept secrets in the nonprofit community. Although they've been around for almost 50 years, Central Floridians are still getting to know their programs. Executive Director Hugh Jacobs is joining us today to share more information about another one of their AmeriCorps senior programs, the Senior Companion Program. And Hugh, thanks so much for being here. The Senior Companion Program, now
Yes.
I just mentioned to you, well, I've never heard of this
Right.
one. And you said, well, Carol, that's because it's the newest program around.
It is
so
the newest,
tell
yes.
us all the details about this.
Well, as an AmeriCorps program, Senior Companions has been around since '75. Richard Nixon actually created the program based on foster grandparents. Nixon had looked at foster grandparents and said, well, that's a great program. We've got seniors that are helping children, but what about elders that need help? So the idea was, let's recruit some seniors who are low income and pay them a small stipend, but this time instead of mentoring children, we're going to let them provide caretaking services for a frail elderly person who's in danger of being institutionalized. So with the Senior Companion Program, we put a volunteer. We still do all the criminal background checks and fingerprint checks to make sure that we don't have any criminals in the program. But we have that volunteer, and they'll go to a frail elder's home. And they'll cook lunch for them, they'll read the paper with them, they'll write letters for them, or they'll go to a family's home and provide respite services if a couple wants to go out, but they're afraid of, leaving their parent alone.
Well, I think that happens so often. We think about the frail elder or someone who's going through a difficult time, maybe health challenges. But there's the caregiver, and they do need a break as well.
They do.
And this is a wonderful program. And you've mentioned it too. The folks are thoroughly checked, background checks and everything, so you know who is coming into your mom or dad's home to help them out.
Right.
And you mentioned reading the paper, something like this. I think it makes a difference when a senior comes in to visit a senior.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're in the same generational cohort. They have that learned life experience, and they can refer to events that are historical for us, but were part of their lives. I mean, I imagine that in 20 years, it'll be the same when we're talking to young folks and they don't know what 9/11 was. So, having that sort of shared life experience as a generation, I think that it allows people to bond.
So again, if someone says, oh, this sounds like something I might be interested in, what are some of the details of who can volunteer for this program?
Okay, so in order to be a senior companion, a person has to be over 55. They have to consent to a criminal background check, and there's an income requirement if they want to receive the stipend. And so really, the most important thing is the age requirement. Are they over 55, and can they pass the background check? And are they willing to volunteer and help keep someone from being institutionalized?
So if I'm maybe in this situation, maybe it's for myself or for a loved one, we contact your agency now. Are you requiring me to file any kind of a fee, or is there a charge for this person coming in?
Oh, absolutely not. There's no fee. If your family or your parents require this service, we'll provide it for free. Now, if someone wants to donate to us, if people want to donate to us to help us keep running this program, I will happily accept their donations. But we do not require anybody to pay for any of our services. We're a charity. We're going to provide the services as long as we have the funding to do it.
And I think that's always such a great benefit because, the person in need and the person who's volunteering both win. They both get great benefit. Someone maybe who's just on Social Security, and that's pretty tough nowadays.
It is.
They'll get that additional stipend, and they're doing something great. They're making friends. It's good for the volunteer too, I bet.
We've heard stories, and I'm a little scared to share some of the stories, but we had a volunteer who was providing senior companion services to another senior, and they became so close that the lady invited our volunteer to her granddaughter's wedding with her. They became that close of friends.
What a special connection.
Yeah, isn't that
great?
great?
I think that is,
Yeah.
you know, the person volunteering and also receiving the stipend probably gets as much as the person they're helping.
Absolutely.
And that's really what volunteering's really all
It
about.
is. It's all about helping somebody, making a need or fulfilling needs, but to make that personal connection, and you get a friend out of it. You know, that's a great story.
Yes, you do. And we'll have all the information for folks to get in touch with you. So, Hugh, thanks so much for telling us about this. So if you are a senior who's looking for some additional income while providing a fantastic service to another senior, then be sure to visit vcifl.org.